high definition. You're watching Game Night.
And good evening. Welcome to our first playoff edition of Game Night. We start in 5A Division I. Brian Sanders live at Reeves Athletic Complex. Brian, when they realign, maybe no 5A district more affected than right here in Central Texas.
Yeah, Roger, two of the most powerful football programs in Texas meeting here tonight. Westlake and Stony Point. Last year, they almost met for a state title. This year, meeting in the first round. What a battle to open the playoffs. Let's take you to some of the early highlights at Reeves Stadium. Both teams amped up to start this one. Stony Point working without one of their quarterbacks, Gus Barrera, on crutches as the captains met at midfield, and Craig Cheshire guiding the Tigers to a perfect 10-0 regular season. First time in school history, and off to a great start here. Aaron Sharp on the keeper, up the gut, stuns the Chaps with a touchdown on the opening drive, 7-0, but Westlake would answer. Bryce Dolzal takes the handoff and marches in. It was tied at 7 apiece, but Barrera and Sharp talk it over on the sideline, and with a tailwind in the second quarter, they take it to the air. Sharp pump fakes, finds Cody Jones in stride down the sideline, 21-7 Stony Point, and then Sharp, check out this, launching it downfield for Stephen Williams. That was half the battle, and then Williams shaking off a couple of defenders on his way to the end zone. Stony Point rolls 35-10 to open the playoffs, and Westlake bowing out a little sooner than they are used to in the postseason. Meanwhile, Stony Point will play Klein Oak out of the North Houston area next week in the second round, and they will flip for home field tomorrow. Take a look at the loudest and proudest student section in Texas.
Thanks, Brian. Well behaved until you gave them the cue, and then they go nuts. Well, Westlake was in that game because they lost to Bowie last week. Bulldogs taking on Georgetown in their playoff opener as the top seed out of their district, playing at a rainy Burger Stadium early in the evening. Bowie features one of the top backs in Central Texas, Braylon Sorrells, with the touchdown. That was his second of the game, made it 14-0. And then Dogs pile it on again at Sorrells, 21-0. Georgetown with a potent attack through the air, and they add a little razzle-dazzle. Nick Syosset, Colton Shea, the old hook and ladder to Taylor Sachs. Touchdown Georgetown, but it's not enough. Bowie wins it 35-17. Right now it looks like they'll get Klein Collins. They are leading their game with Oak Ridge. All right, we stay in 5A. Now we move to Division II. Anderson and Westwood down at House Park. Trojan Sam Waymeyer keeping it and finding the end zone. And then Waymeyer, the play fake, the spin, and the hurl to Justin Clark in the end zone, just like that, 14-0. But back come the Warriors behind their fine junior quarterback Ben Johnson, powering into the end zone, and then Matt Schmerber would tie this ball game at 14 apiece. Anderson kicks a field goal. Westwood 4th and 3 inside a minute and a half to go. Johnson so hard to bring down. Anderson says, "We've done it. Wait, let's make sure they pull the chains." And in fact, Anderson wins 17-14. They're going to Brenham Friday to play Tomball in a second-round game. Austin High and Leander, and you never know what you get in playoff action. Those guys are ready for the championship of whatever that was. Leander's John Henderson with the touchdown for the Lions, and they take a quick 7-0 lead. And then Chase Keltgen, quarterback for Leander. He's looking for that A&M commit, Henderson, and check out the stretch out right here. 14-0, and then the Lions defense turns it on. Jordan Jaquez picked by Ryan Taylor, and Leander 24-0. The ricochet pick. Leander moves on with the shutout victory. Turn our attention now to Class 4A. Hayes Rebels with the tall task of taking on Kerrville-Tivy and one of the best players in the state. We go down to Clemens High School. We're talking about quarterback Johnny Manziel. He's committed to A&M. He has been a human highlight reel all season long. He had 5 touchdowns in the first half. They sit him after 3 with 7 touchdowns right now. It's all Tivy. They lead at 49-14. They had a lightning delay. That's why this one is not over. We continue in Class 4A. The Rangers from Vista Ridge in a Division II ball game over at Nelson Field against Travis. Blake Estes with the shovel to Jaron Morrow, and that would set up the option play, and the option was to keep it for Estes all Vista Ridge. 41-6 the final, and they will advance against Alamo Heights in the 4A action. More 4A playoff football tomorrow. Conley takes on Lancaster, and Hutto faces Mesquite Poteet, both in the afternoon and both in Waco. Wimberley playing at Dragon Stadium against Llano, an old Hill Country battle. Wimberley perfect in the regular season, number 3 in Class 3A, and Preston Rabb found out about the Wimberley D. Josh Gray, the pick 6 from 55 yards out, and the Texans have a 7-0 lead. And then Trinity Wilson, 14-0 right there. Wimberley's going to put this one away. Brady Lambert right here, the hand, the reverse, and that is Brennan Blakemore on the reverse. 55-20 is the final score. Wimberley a winner. They get the winner of Cuero and Divine. Cuero leading that one. They beat Cuero in the regular season. All right, also in Class 3A over in Manor, a Division II first-round battle between Liberty Hill and Navarro. And Liberty Hill on the board first. Blake Thompson to Brandon Korn. They miss the extra point, up 6-0. Navarro comes back, and Kirk Chalmers is tackled right there, but then John Borman, the touchdown. This one came down to a missed 2-point conversion by Liberty Hill. Navarro holds on and wins 21-20. Liberty Hill was looking for the win, and the play never developed, trying to get the 2-point conversion. Didn't want to go to overtime. It does, in fact, backfire as Liberty Hill suffers the loss. Well, that will do it for the high school.